Hello students, welcome. Today we will understand the concept of revenue in a simple way. So let's start. In simple words, revenue is something that is received by a seller after selling a specific quantity of a commodity. For example, a seller sells 10 units of a commodity of 5 rupees each, then the revenue earned by the seller will be 5 multiplied by 10, that gives us 50 rupees. Now, as we have understood the concept of revenue, we will now understand three concepts relating to revenue. Total revenue or TR, average revenue, that means AR, marginal revenue, MR. Therefore, we will start with total revenue or TR. Total revenue is just like the concept of revenue, which is the amount of money received by the seller after selling a specific quantity of a commodity. The formula of total revenue is very basic. Price of the commodity times the quantity of the commodity. That means TR equals to P times Q. If price of the commodity is 5 and the quantity sold amount is 10, then TR is equals to 5 times 10, that gives us 50. We will now understand average revenue. Average revenue or AR. In simple words, average revenue is the per unit price of the commodity. That means the price of the product or commodity. The formula for average revenue is average revenue or AR is equal to TR or total revenue divided by quantity. Now in the next step, we will break TR, which will give us P times Q divided by Q. Now we will cancel both the Q's, which will give us P. Therefore, we can now say that AR is equals to P. This is why we were saying that average revenue is nothing but the price per unit of a commodity. Now, let's take an example. If the revenue earned by the seller is rupees 100 by selling 10 units of good X, then the average revenue will be. First, we will write the formula of AR, which is total revenue divided by Q. In the following step, we will write the value of TR, which is 100, it is already given, divided by the quantity of units sold, which is 10 over here. Now, after cancelling the numbers, we get 10. Therefore, the price per unit or AR is rupees 10. The next concept from the topic revenue is marginal revenue or MR. In simple words, marginal revenue is the additional revenue that the seller receives from selling one additional unit of a commodity. The formula of marginal revenue is MR equals to delta TR by delta Q, or TRN minus TRN minus 1 divided by QN minus QN minus 1. Here delta TR or TRN minus 1 shows the additional revenue that the seller obtained from selling one additional quantity of the commodity, which is represented by delta Q or QN minus 1. Here again, we will take an example. to understand marginal revenue. We will take price, quantity, and total revenue in the tabular form. The table is given above. We already know the formula of MR. Therefore, the MR from the above table is MR, or marginal revenue, is equal to delta TR divided by delta Q. First, we will find the value of delta TR, which we will get by subtracting these values, and it will give us 3. Then we will find the difference of Q, that is delta Q, which will give us over here delta Q equals to 1. Now, in the next step here, we will write 63 minus 60, which we have done above, and 7 minus 6, which will give us 3 by 1, or it can be written as 3. Well, now we can understand all the concepts TR, AR, and MR from a table too. Well, first we will have to make the table. Over here, we have made a table for understanding the concepts of TR, AR, and MR. Initially, we have price and quantity, or P and Q over here, and with those we will find out TR, AR, and MR. Well, we already know that total revenue equals to price times quantity. Then the multiplication of P and Q will give us the total revenue, or TR. So in the table, we will get TR for various price and quantities. Thus, we will get the TR as follows: 10, 18, 24, 28, and 30. Now, we will calculate AR, or average revenue. We already know that AR, or average revenue, is equals to total revenue divided by quantity. Now, we will put the value of PR, which is P times Q, and we cancel out the Q, which will give us P. Therefore, in the above table, we will write P column, which is this, in the AR column, which is this. Now we will put the values of AR as follows: 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. Now we will calculate MR, or marginal revenue. We already know that MR is equals to delta TR by delta Q. Therefore, the marginal revenue will be calculated as follows. First, we will subtract 18 minus 10 divided by 2 minus 1, which will give us 8. Next, 24 minus 18 divided by 3 minus 2 gives us 6. 28 minus 24 divided by 4 minus 3 gives us 4. And 30 minus 28 divided by 5 minus 4 gives us 2. And this is how we calculate the value of marginal revenue, or MR. Thus, we now know the concepts and technique to calculate TR, AR, and MR. Hope you have understood the concepts. If yes, drop a like.